Hello everyone. So I've had some people emailing me and it's been coming up in my consciousness a lot at the moment. How do we stay sane when the world is in the state it's in, where there are so many opposing views, where there is such division, where there is such a lot of strife and confusion out there? How do we know what truth is? How do we know if we're making the right decisions? How do we know any of this stuff? Because we have no idea, ultimately, as individuals, what on earth is going on at the moment. We're living in a really, really strange time, and there is a lot being done to divide us from ourselves, from our deeper connection with ourselves, divide us from each other. And it's so important that we keep our vibration up and keep connected to the earth. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. Now, I have no idea what is truth and what is not truth. No one does at the moment, I believe. And that is part of the problem. Everyone thinks they're right, don't they? Everyone thinks they know what's going on. This person believes this person believes that. That causes an argument between them. One thing is right for one person. Oh, there's a lovely peacock butterfly that's just flying right by me. I thought it was going to land on me, sorry. And ultimately, the only truth we know is what is right in front of us, what we can really see and feel and hold on to. So I can see these beautiful peacock butterflies all over our blackberries, and that is a beautiful truth. I can see the abundance of all my veg growing, and that's a beautiful truth. But we really don't know what is happening around us. And it can cause a lot of angst, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. It can cause a lot of loneliness, a lot of feeling of isolation, and all this does is divide us. All this does is split us up, when what we need to be doing at this moment is connecting back into who we really are, which is more than this physical being. We are all divine beings on this earth. And that's the reality that we have to come back to, remembering that we are more than this physical being. We are more than a virus. We are more than a mask. We are more than a conspiracy theory. We are more than any of this. We are divine beings. And whatever the truth is, it will be revealed in its own time. And we have to, as individuals, do what we feel is right for ourselves. But we also have to be conscious and respectful of other people's wishes and what other people feel is right for them. Because as I said, no one knows what truth is at this moment. So all we can do is act from that space of integrity within our being and truth within our being. One of the things that I've been doing a lot of are mudras and breathing to connect me and ground me, and sitting on the earth and getting out in nature. You know, one of the things that's so amazing, I'm sat under my mulberry tree right now. This is one of my favourite places to sit. I'm going to see if I can show you any mulberries. There's loads of them ripening. Oh, look, there we go. There's a few. And, oh, look, you can see a whole bunch back there. Look at all those babies. That's truth. And this is something that I've noticed so much through this whole thing that's been going on, is nature doesn't change, nature doesn't shift, nature is always there. And when we allow ourselves to be pulled by the media, by Facebook, by social media, by whatever it is, when we allow this to pull us out of ourselves, out of our connection with that inner self, this is where we give away our power. This is where we need to really stop and recharge and rethink. So whatever your beliefs, whatever your stories are, whatever your thoughts about whatever reality is going on, it doesn't matter. Because ultimately you look at nature and the mulberries are still ripening on the tree. The leaves are still out, the butterflies are out, the berries are coming out, the things are growing, life is happening all around us. And a life that isn't caught up in fear and drama, it's just a life. And it's going on, irrespective of the news, the media, whatever else, irrespective of what truth you believe. So one of the most important things I feel, and this is just my feelings on all of this, is that what we need to do is connect in to the earth, get out of fear, and be in nature as much as we can. Switch off and just be in the moment and the beauty that is all around us. We never know what's going to happen in the next moment. We could walk outside our door and be hit by a bus. I hope that doesn't happen to anyone. We have no idea what's going to happen in the next moment. So this moment is all we really have. So in this moment, what do I want to do? Well, I want my feet on the earth, which they are. Do, 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 do. I want to breathe. Consciously breathe. We're all breathing all the time, aren't we? One of the greatest breaths for getting out of fight or flight, getting out of stress is 3-4-5 or 4-5-6. It's breathing in for 3, holding for 4, and breathing out for 5. And this takes you out of fight or flight and puts you into a state of calm. And the more we can be in a calm state, the more we can think properly. When we're in fear, when we're in stress, we can't think. Have you ever noticed that? When you've been bombarded by fear, you can't think about what is true, what's not, what's reality, what's not, what the best next step is. You just can't think. You're in panic mode. So when we can breathe and get out of that fear, we can think clearly and we can make choices that are right for us. And one of the things that I think is so important that we stop doing is stop judging each other. This is one of the things we have to do. We have to stop judging and attacking everyone else. We have to stop this division that is happening. We are one world. We are one being. Like all of us, the animals, the plants, the trees, us, we are all one being. We breathe together. We breathe with the earth. So, yes, I may have a different view on something than you. Yes, you may think differently about something than me. But ultimately, we're all the same. So what we need to do is have love and compassion and support for each other, whatever choices people want to make, whatever beliefs they want to believe. And not judge and not attack. Because all that does is divide us. Divide, divide, divide. And division leads to no good, ever. Unity is where it's at. And it's not always easy. It is so not always easy to have that unity. But if we can try and hold that in our higher thoughts, in our higher consciousness, and come back to that and keep reminding ourselves that we are one being. So let's be nice to each other and stop attacking. And, if someone wants to wear a mask, let them wear a mask. If someone else doesn't want to wear a mask, let them not. They might have really good reasons not to. And we don't know what's going on in anyone's life or anyone's reality, because we're all living in our own realities ultimately. We all see things through the view of our eyes, of our being, of our experience, of our past. And that's all we can know. But when we connect into the earth, when we connect into the cosmos, when we connect into nature, when we look up at the trees, when we look at our lovely berries, sorry, I love those berries, it can remind us, and I think this is so important. Listening is a good way of learning with an open heart and mind. Thank you. That's what someone's just written. Thank you. We do have to try and listen to people with an open heart and open mind, because we don't know where anyone's at, It makes me feel a bit emotional, because we don't know what drama, what horrible things people are going through. What something may cause them to feel or think. We don't know any of this. And we do just have to be as loving and compassionate and kind as we can be. And don't beat ourselves up when we're not. And for me, I trust that truth will be revealed all the time. That truth is coming forwards. And that is the key, that we just trust. And someone said we need to nourish what sustains us, our planet. And that is so important. We do need to nourish what brings us joy. So think today, what brings you joy? Where can I get more of that joy? For me, it's sitting under my mulberry tree. For me, it's looking at the blackberries that are coming in my garden. There's loads of them. And there's loads of butterflies on them at the moment. There's like 5 peacock butterflies on my blackberries at the moment. That brings me joy. So if we can nourish that, if we can tune into that joy and not be in that space of judgment and not be in that space of fear, when we feel that fear coming in, breathe, connect to the earth and ground ourselves. And remember, everyone has different truths. Everyone has different realities. And that is just the way it is. And so if we can act from that space of oneness, that space of love, as much as we can, remembering that we are all connected with different stories, but we're all connected, then that's what's going to get us through it. We need to stop dividing. We need to stop dividing over different realities, over different stories, over different things. Everyone is just doing their best. In this moment, that's all we're all doing, our best. So if we can breathe and we can ground, remember 3, 4, 5 breath is a really good way to get out of fear. When we're out of fear and out of stress, we can think clearly and see more clearly, and we can see the next step to take. And for me, that's something that I teach on my mentorship all the time, about connecting with the inner wisdom and taking the next step. What is your one next step forward? What is your one thing you're going to do to move things forward? Not what's 10 steps ahead, because by then, especially in this crazy world where everything is moving so quickly, what we're thinking about in 2 weeks' time, God knows what the reality is going to be then. So why worry about that space then? Worry about this space. Well, don't worry, but be in this space now, be in this moment now, and hold that as a focus and cultivate the love and joy in your life in this moment. So I hope that's helped you. A few people have said that it has, so I'm really pleased, and lots of love to you all. And I'm here, and if anyone needs anything, then I will send you lots of love and healing. And get out in nature, get out under a tree and sit and ground and connect and breathe. And remember, everyone has a different story and a different reality, and it doesn't make them wrong. It's just where they're at in that moment, including me. I'm in my reality, I'm in my story, and that's where I'm at. So let's all have a really nice day thinking about what nourishes our being and cultivating joy in our life, cultivating our connection to each other and avoiding the things that divide us, moving away from division, moving into unity. Lots of love.